Quantum clocks, how time breaks down at the smallest scales. Let's return to one of the most important technologies in your modern life, the atomic clock. Atomic clocks are considered the gold standard of timekeeping. They're based on the vibrations of atoms, typically cesium or hydrogen. These atoms oscillate at highly regular intervals, which makes them useful for defining what a second actually is. Here's the definition. 1 second is the time it takes for a cesium-133 atom to oscillate 9,192,631,170 times. These atomic clocks power GPS systems, coordinate internet servers, regulate financial markets, and even synchronize spacecraft. They are considered so precise that they would only lose 1 second in 100 million years. And yet, even these perfect clocks have a problem. They fall apart at the quantum level. Why atomic clocks aren't the end of the story. At the atomic level, time can still be measured reliably, but only because we are averaging billions of identical atoms. When we look at individual particles, we enter the realm of quantum uncertainty. And in this realm, time is not stable. Here's what happens. When you examine single particles, like photons or electrons, the concept of a clock becomes problematic. These particles do not move in predictable ways. They do not follow linear trajectories, and their state cannot even be known until they are measured. This is the foundation of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which states that the more precisely you measure a particle's position, the less precisely you can know its momentum, and vice versa. What does that mean for time? It means that time is dependent on what you measure, how you measure it, and when. And it means that at small enough scales, time stops being universal. Quantum entanglement, instant correlation without time. Now, let's talk about entanglement, one of the strangest and most revolutionary findings in all of physics. When two particles become entangled, they share a state. You can separate them by light years, and yet the moment you measure one, the other responds instantaneously. It's as if the universe knows they are linked. This appears to violate the rule that nothing can travel faster than light. But what it really violates is our assumption that causality requires time. Entangled particles don't wait. They don't send information across space in a time-delayed way. They behave as if time is not a factor. This has led some physicists to suggest that entanglement exists in a timeless domain, a realm outside our familiar sequence of past, present, and future. If that's true, then cause and effect may not be bound by time at all. They may be expressions of underlying structure, not the result of one moment triggering another. Quantum decoherence, when time begins. If entanglement is what happens when time is absent, decoherence is what happens when time reappears. Quantum decoherence is the process by which a quantum system, initially existing in multiple possible states, interacts with its environment and collapses into a single observable outcome. This is what makes a wave function become a particle. And it is only after decoherence that we can assign a sequence to what occurred. Some physicists argue that time itself begins at decoherence. In other words, before decoherence, events exist in superposition, all possible states at once. After decoherence, the system behaves classically, and we can apply a timeline. So time is not a background field. It is a byproduct of measurement. It doesn't exist until something is observed. That means in its most primal state, the universe has no time, only potential, only structure, only probability. Time. Dilation. How time physically warps. Another quantum-adjacent concept is time dilation, which comes from Einstein's theory of relativity. While not strictly quantum, it reveals how unstable time becomes under different conditions. Time dilation says that moving clocks tick slower than stationary ones, especially when moving near the speed of light, or when exposed to stronger gravitational fields. This has been measured using satellites, particle accelerators, and even atomic clocks on airplanes. Let's simplify it. A clock on a jet moves slightly slower than one on Earth. A clock on a satellite orbits faster than one at sea level. An astronaut traveling near light speed would age slower than someone on Earth. This means time is not just relative to the observer. It's relative to motion, gravity, and frame of reference. There is no single, universal now. So even in the most precise mathematical corner of physics, time breaks down under stress. So, what happens at the smallest scales? At the Planck scale, the smallest scale known to physics, space and time may cease to exist as continuous structures. Instead, they may become quantized, existing in discrete chunks or packets. Some quantum gravity theories, like loop quantum gravity, suggest that time may be emergent, not fundamental. That means time is not part of the fabric of reality itself, but a feature that emerges at larger scales. Just like temperature doesn't exist in a single molecule, but only emerges when enough molecules move together, time may not exist at the level of singular particles. It only becomes meaningful at the scale of complexity. So here's the shocking conclusion. At the smallest scales, time may not exist. Not in any meaningful way, which means the most accurate clocks in the world are only measuring something that appears after observation begins, not something that exists at the core. You've been taught to see time as a fixed, absolute backdrop to reality. But quantum physics shows us that time is not uniform. Time is not stable. Time is not even necessary. It is a function of interaction. It appears when complexity appears. It breaks down under pressure. It vanishes at the edge of measurement. In other words, time is not the canvas. It's the paint. And at the quantum level, the brush hasn't touched yet. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Manifestation series, where we don't just talk about manifesting, we master it. Because let's be honest, manifestation has been watered down, reduced to vague quotes, mood boards, and empty promises. But you didn't come here to wish. You came here to build a reality that hits different. A reality that responds to your frequency, your language, your alignment, and your decision to stop playing small. This series is not fluff. It's physics, frequency, and fierce creative power. Inside the Manifestation series, you're going to learn how to collapse timelines, shift identities, and speak worlds into existence, just like the greatest minds in history. This isn't just about being positive. This is about being powerful. Here's what you unlock inside. Vision to Reality, the Vision Board course. You've heard about vision boards, but you've never done them like this. This is a full energetic ritual, a precision-coded map for your subconscious, designed to bridge image, frequency, and strategy. It's not arts and crafts. It's blueprinting your future in visual form and turning it into matter. Time, quantum timelines, and why time isn't real. Manifestation doesn't take time. It takes alignment. In this module, I'll show you how time is just a mirror of energy and how to collapse timelines using choice, clarity, and vibration. Past, present, future, they're happening now. And when you know how to navigate time quantum style, you stop waiting and start receiving. Quantum jumping, instantly up level. Your next level life isn't years away. It's one decision away. In this training, you'll learn how to quantum jump, how to shift into a version of you that already has what you desire. This isn't fantasy. It's how high-performance creators, athletes, and spiritual masters leap beyond limits. Jump now. Land in power. Every word. The power of affirmations and spoken language. Words build worlds. In this course, I show you how to use affirmations like spell work, not just repeating empty mantras, but speaking with vibration, intention, and spiritual force. If you've ever felt like affirmations don't work, this will change everything. You'll learn to command your field, not just request from it. The greats, learning from the most exceptional minds in history. We're not the first to master this. In this legendary module, we decode the techniques, habits, and quantum genius of the world's most powerful manifestors, from ancient sages to modern icons. You'll learn how to think like the greats, move like the greats, and manifest like the greats. This isn't another feel-good series. This is a spiritual weapon, disguised as a manifestation course. It's made for leaders, cycle breakers, visionaries, and soul builders. You don't need another wish list. You need a system that teaches you how to bend reality. This is that system. So if you're ready to stop playing with potential and start creating results, welcome to your next level. The Manifestation series is open now. You know what to do. Let's build what they said was impossible and make it inevitable.